Okay, dear students, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone. This our first class, first live revision. This is the first live revision class of ATX and the Finance Act, which you people are studying. It is 2024. Before we begin today's class, I really want to know what is your status? How many lectures each one of you so far have seen? Can you please quickly share in the chat box? What is the status? That will help us. So before we start the live revision class, can you please tell me how many lectures you have seen? And that's the first live revision class for June 2025 session 6. 2020 is really nice, mashallah. 4. So anyone having a score around, I would say 4 and 4 plus is a good score before the first live revision class. Those students that are at 2011, that's excellent, mashallah. Okay, that's great. One more thing, only I would say first 2 to 3 classes, first 2 to 3 live revision classes, duration will be small, but after I would say class 3 onwards, duration of the class will increase. Day will remain only once a week on every Sunday, but duration will definitely increase because slowly and gradually in a live revision classes, we'll be discussing the past papers as well. Then obviously I need time for that. First objective of the live revision classes is to give you an entire revision of ATX in a very short period of time, around 18 to 20 hours. And another objective is we'll be discussing the past paper according to the new Finance Act 2024 from a latest updated Kaplan kit. So let me, and plus one more thing, and definitely when we'll be discussing the past papers, we will be doing number of past papers on the spreadsheet. For numerical area, we'll be using the spreadsheet. For discussion, we'll go for MS Word, so that you should have a really good idea how to show the presentation on the spreadsheet and MS Word. So I hope everyone can see this OneNote. Now, in ATX, so first live revision class, first live revision class, ATX, Finance Act 2024. The session is June 25. Okay. ATX, Advanced Taxation. What is our sequence? How actually we will take the entire course? A recording of the session will be available. Yes, a recording of the session will be available. You will, after today's class, you will find, I would say, one folder. The caption of that folder will be live revision classes for June session. So admin is going to upload each and everything in that folder. Okay, ATX. If I just give you the breakdown of the entire syllabus, we always start ATX from individuals. We always start ATX from individuals. How actually individuals they pay tax. After that, we go for CGT, capital gain tax, then IST, inheritance tax, value added tax, corporation tax, And finally, we'll be discussing self-assessment of individuals and corporations. Self-assessment. This is the breakup of your entire, I would say, ATX syllabus. And I've written the syllabus in a sequence in which I'm going to teach you. Don't worry at all. Now, when we say tax, actually, the meaning of tax is simply you can say tax means the source of revenue for the government. Tax means source of revenue from the government. Okay. Main objective why government collects tax. The main objective is government is going to collect the tax. After collection of the tax, government is going to spend that money, obviously for the betterment of the entire country, for the betterment of their people. Okay. Now, how individuals in UK they pay tax? And let me tell you one more thing. The ATX which I am teaching you, the variant which we study, that is UK variant, advanced taxation, and you are studying UK variant. How individuals they pay tax in UK? Individuals they pay tax in UK according to the tax year. Another name is fiscal year. In UK, tax year, fiscal year, it starts from 6th April. Like 6th April 2024. It will end on 5th April 2025. So tax year, fiscal year starts from 6th April, ends on the next 5th April. 2024-25. This is the relevant tax year in which you people are going to appear in ATX exam. Okay, now. How do individual they pay tax in UK? They pay tax according to the tax year. Tax year fiscal year starts from the 6th April and ends on 5th April. One more thing before we go ahead. If any one of you who has not studied even a taxation paper in the skill level, you will have no issue at all. I think you people should have noticed. I always teach from zero, scratch. I always assume students, they don't carry any previous knowledge, no matter which paper I'm teaching. In every paper, I have the same methodology. Okay. Tax year in UK, it starts from 6th April, ends on the next 5th April. Now, when we say individual, so individuals, they will be having different sources of income. For each source of income, there are different tax rules. Like, there's a possibility that some of the individuals, even a single individual, is earning from non-savings income. One possible source of income could be non-savings. What comes in non-savings, I'll be coming on that. The second is saving income. The third is dividend income. Okay. So what are the possible sources of income for an individual? Non-saving, saving, and dividend income. Okay, now, what are the possible examples for the non-saving incomes? For example, employment income. Obviously, employment income is a non-saving income. Property income basically means rental income, is also a non-saving income. Even pension income falls in non-saving income. Pension income falls in non-saving income. Sole trader, trading profit. Obviously, that is also uh, falls in non-saving income. Similarly, if you are a partner in a partnership firm, the trading profit which is coming from the partnership, that is also a part of non-saving income. Now, when we say saving income means only one thing, that is simply interest income. That is simply interest income. One student is having no, he cannot hear me. What about others, please? I hope no one else is having issue. So please advise this student that please rejoin. Okay. Thanks. Dividend income is obviously dividend income. Now, next question is every individual in UK is supposed to pay income tax? The answer is no. Only those individuals, they are having income more than personal allowance. Personal allowance is 12,570. If income exceeds 12,570, then any income which is over and above, any income which is over and above 12,570, only that income is taxable. Okay. Now, first of all, what are the tax rates for non-saving income? And these tax rates will be given to you in exam also. Non-savings income. Basic rate, from £1, it ends on 37,700. Applicable rate is 20%. Higher rate. You can see that higher rate is not starting from £1. It starts from 37,701. Goes till 1,25,140. And applicable rate is 40%. Then we have additional rate. That starts from 1,25,141 plus, and then there is no limit. Applicable rate is 45%. Okay, now let's say if individual is having saving income as well, then tax rates are again 20, 40, and 45. If individual is having dividend income as well, then applicable tax rate for the dividend income in case of basic rate band, it is 8.75%. Higher, it is 33.75. Additional, it is 39.35%. Okay, now for the saving income, we have few additional rules. Saving income means interest income. In saving income, there is one concept, one rule is of starting rate band. Starting rate band from £1 till 5,000. Starting rate band from £1 till 5,000. Applicable rate is 0%. When do we apply starting rate band? We will discuss, don't worry at all. The second rule is, if individual is a basic rate taxpayer, basic rate taxpayer, then that individual gets nil rate band of £1,000. If an individual is a higher rate taxpayer, higher rate taxpayers, then nil rate band is £500. If individual is an additional rate taxpayers, additional rate taxpayers do not get any nil rate band for the saving income. No nil rate band. In case of dividend income, in Finance Act 2024, nil rate band is £500. Okay. Now let's apply all these tax rates, and these tax rates, they will be given to you in exam. Okay. Question. Let's say we have Mr. Y. Let's take employment income £80,000. A very simple requirement. Income tax liability, and there's a pay also. Pay as you earn is 10,000. I want you to calculate income tax liability, and number two is income tax payable. There are two requirements. One, to calculate income tax liability. Second is to calculate income tax payable. First, I want everyone to attempt this. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Then we'll do it together. You have 3 minutes to attempt this. One student is having answer 19,432. What about others? What about others, please? Another student is having 18,432 income tax liability. Okay, now let's try together. We know that employment income is a non-saving income, okay? Employment income is a non-saving income, which is 80,000. On entire 80, you will not be paying tax. First, we'll deduct personal allowance. Personal allowance in Finance Act 2024 is 12,570. Here comes the taxable income. 80,000 minus 12,570. 67,430. That's great. Now, income tax. Basic rate band is 37,700 into 20%. 7,540. Let me recheck. Yes. Now listen, students. The taxable income to which we need to tax, it is 67,430. Out of 67,430, we have applied tax rate on 37,700. How much is left? And basic rate band we have fully utilized. 67,430. 67,430 minus 37,700. We are getting 29,730. Let me recheck. 67,430 minus 37,700. We are getting 29,730. Applicable rate is 40%. 11,892. Here comes your income tax liability. Income tax liability. Income tax liability is 19,432. Pay means pay as you earn means the tax which employee has paid in advance. So let us deduct pay as you earn, which is 10,000. Still that employee needs to pay 9,432. This is income tax payable. Okay. Now a very important point. Income tax liability. If it is more than pay, then difference is income tax payable. Then difference is income tax payable. If income tax liability is less and pay is more, then you will have income tax refundable. Then you will have income tax refundable. Okay. Another point, we have non-saving income, saving income, and dividend income. A normal sequence of allocating the personal allowances. Number one, non-saving. Then if you still have personal allowance, go for saving, and finally dividend income. This is the normal sequence of allocating the personal allowance. Let's say we have Mr. Y. Employment income. Assuming the employment income is 40,000. Saving income is 30. Required income tax liability. Students, I want everyone of you to attempt this. You have 4 minutes. Please do attempt. Okay, one student. Okay. One student is having 15,232, another is having 15,332. What about others? One more is having 21,232. Okay, now let's try together. Let's solve this together. One more answer. Okay, 15,332. Let us directly calculate income tax liability to save time. Non-savings income. In this question, we also have saving income. There's no dividend income in the question, so simply go for total. Employment income is a non-saving income. Just to save time, I'm directly solving it. Personal allowance, we know the sequence, the normal sequence 12, 5, 70. So 12, 5, 70. Taxable income. 40,000 minus 12, 5, 70. I'm getting 27,430. 30,000. 57,430. Okay, now we have to apply the tax rates. First, you have to apply the tax rate on non-saving income. Income tax, basic rate. Okay. Basic rate, non-saving. Can I say entire 27,430? Entire 27,430 actually falls in basic rate band. So 27,430 into 20%. 27,430 into 20%. I'm getting 5,486. Now, we have to tax saving income. Before applying any tax rate on the saving income, we have to check individual's tax paying status. And it is always decided on the basis of total taxable income. Total taxable income in this question is 57,430. And this 57,430 is obviously more than basic rate band limit. The basic rate band ends at 37,700. This individual is having taxable income more than the basic rate band. So this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. Whoever is a higher rate taxpayer gets nil rate band £500 for the saving income. Nil rate band saving income, £500 into 0 is 0. Now, the limit for the basic rate band is 37,700. And logically, we have consumed 27,430 from this limit. We have also consumed the 500. How much is left in the basic rate band? From 37,700, I will deduct 27,430 minus 500. Students, I'm getting 9,770. Applicable rate is 20%. I'm getting 1954. Now we have fully utilized the basic rate band. Okay. Obviously, now we'll move towards higher rate band. The total taxable income is 57,430. Total taxable income is 57,430. Higher rate. saving income. Now from 57,430, you will deduct 37,700. You will automatically get to know how much of the saving income falls in high rate band. 57,430 minus 37,700. Students, I'm getting 19,730. Applicable rate is 40%. 7,892. Let's see what is the income tax liability. 5,486 plus 1,954 plus 7,892. That's great. I think majority of the student got the same result. 15,332. Great. This is income tax liability. Okay. Let's say we have employment income, 15,000. And we have saving income, 50,000. Required income tax liability. Please, you have 4 minutes to attempt this question. I want everyone to attempt this, please. Okay, student, let's try together because I have seen a variety of answers. This is the benefit of a live revision class, that you get the opportunity to solve in real time and get the answer in real time. Let's solve it directly. Employment income is a non-saving income. Then we have saving income. Total. Okay. Employment income is a non-saving income. So 15,000. Saving, we have 50. 65,000. Personal allowance, 12,570. Here comes the taxable income. 15,000 minus 12,570. 2,430. 50,000. 52,430. Income tax. Obviously, first we have to tax the non-saving. Basic rate, non-saving. Entire 2,430 of the non-saving falls in basic rate band. Applicable rate is 20%. 2,430 into 20%. I'm getting 486. Okay, now students, any other answers? Okay. Now students, please listen and listen carefully. Whenever in the column of non-saving, after deducting the personal allowance, if your taxable income is less than 5,000 pounds, only then the concept, the rule of starting rate band applies for the saving income. Repeat. Whenever in the column of non-saving, after deducting the personal allowance, your taxable income is less than £5,000, only then the issue of starting rate band comes. Now, come here. Basically, saving income, starting rate band, saving income. The limit is £5,000. But obviously, entire 5,000 is not available. Logically, 2430 is already consumed by the non-saving income. Now, from this 5,000, I will deduct 2430. So basically, I'm getting 2570. Logically, 2570. This is the amount which actually falls in starting rate band, saving income, where applicable rate is 0%. Now the question is, before we move ahead on this question, the question is why in the previous question we did not go for starting rate band. Now please, how did I get this 2570? Just try to understand. I've written 5,000. From that 5 we deducted 2430, then we got this. Now just for a moment, come at the back. Previous question. Look at this. In the previous question, look at the amount of taxable income in the non-saving. Can I say the amount of the taxable income in the column of non-saving is already more than 5,000? So you will have no issue of starting rate band. But in this question, the taxable income in the column of non-saving is less than 5,000. So whenever in the basic rate, whenever the taxable income in the column of non-saving is less than 5,000, just write that income. After that 5,000, the balancing figure will be the amount which falls in starting rate band. Otherwise, one more understanding, non-savings income, whatever is in the income less the personal allowance, you will get taxable income. For example, taxable income is 5,000. Starting rate band for saving income, you will not get anything. If your taxable income is 4,000, then starting rate band will be 1,000. If your taxable income in the column of non-saving is 3,000, you will get a starting rate band 2,000. Okay, any questions? Okay, more or less everyone is having the same results. Good. Fourth, if in the column of taxable income, in the column of non-saving, if taxable income is 1,000, then a starting rate band is available 4,000. I hope now it should be very, very clear to everyone when and how this starting rate band works. Now, let me move this. Okay, now. Now we have to see how much space is left in the basic rate band. Basic rate band ends at 37,700. Out of that 37,700, we have utilized 5,000. How much is left? 37,700. And before that, we just need to check one more thing. Nil rate band for the saving income. And can I say the nil rate band for the saving income? By looking at 52,430, we can easily decide this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. Whoever is a higher rate taxpayer gets nil rate band of 500 for the saving income. Yes or no? Okay, I'll come to this. Just a minute. Please let me solve this. Then I'll be discussing. There will be more discussion on starting rate band. Okay, this individual is a high rate taxpayer. So this individual gets nil rate band 500 for the saving income. Now let's see how much space is left in the basic rate for saving income. Basic rate band ends on 37,700. From this 37,700, we will deduct 5,000 as well as 500. We still have 32,200. Applicable rate is 20%. 6,440. The total taxable income is 52,430. This is the total taxable income, 52,430. Out of this 52,430, we have taxed 37,700. Remaining saving income falls in higher rate. 52,430 minus 37,700, 14,730. Applicable rate is 40%. 5,892. Let's see what is the answer of income tax liability. $486 plus 6,440 plus 5,892. 12,818, and majority of the students, they were having this answer, which is excellent. Now let's have more discussion on starting rate band. Please come here, students. Look at this non-saving income column. After deducting the personal allowance, if your taxable income is 5,000, then you're not getting any starting rate band. It means your taxable income in the column of non-saving is either 5,000 or more. You will not get any starting rate band. If in the column of non-saving, after deducting the personal allowance, your taxable income is 4,000, then starting rate band is 1,000. If it is 3, then starting rate band applicable is 2. If it is 1, it is 4. If, assuming there is 0 taxable income in the column of non-saving, there is 0 taxable income, then starting rate band is 5,000. I hope it should be now very much clear to everyone how and how much starting rate band comes into action. Can you reply on this, please? Because there were around 1 or 2 questions. It is clear now? The issue of starting rate band. Please reply. Yes, it is clear. That's great. Okay, great. Now come here. Great. Let me write one more question. Employment income is 30,000 pound. Saving income is 10,000 pound. This time we have dividend income also 30,000 pound. Required income tax liability. Please, I want everyone to attempt this, and I'm giving you 5 minutes to attempt this. Please, you have 5 minutes to attempt. Okay, students, let's try together. Let's solve it directly, and that will be a last question of today. As I mentioned at the start of the class, first 2 to 3 classes will have a short duration, and then obviously timings will increase. What are the results? Students are okay. 12,900 students are sharing the results. Let's see. Employment income is 30,000. Saving income is 10. Dividend is 30. Personal allowance 12,570. Taxable income. So 30,000 minus 12,570. 17,430. 10,000. Okay. 30,000. Final answer is 57,430. Now let's calculate income tax. Results are coming. Okay, great. Income tax, basic rate, non-saving, 17,430 into 20%. 17,430 into 20%. 3,486. And obviously there's no issue of now starting rate band. Now we'll see how much nil rate band is available to this individual. By looking at 57,430, we can say that this individual is a high rate taxpayer. High rate taxpayer gets saving income, nil rate band. Can I say 500 into 0% is 0. Total saving income is 9,000 or 10,000. Out of that 10, 500 we have taken in nil rate band. So the remaining obviously falls in basic rate. Saving income 9,500. Applicable rate is 20%. Applicable rate is 20%. Okay. Now dividend income. Can I say in case of dividend income, irrespective of individual's tax paying status, every individual gets nil rate band of 500. So dividend nil rate band. Now we have to see how much space is still left in the basic rate band. From this 37,700, let's deduct 17,430 minus 500 minus 9,500, then minus further 500. We still have 9,770. Obviously basic rate, but now dividend income. Dividend income which falls in basic rate band, applicable tax rate is 8.75%. And again, these rates will be given to you in exam. Students, I'm getting 854 point. Okay, one student is saying, how did I get this? 9,500. Student saving income is 10,000. Out of 10, 500 we have taken in nil rate band. Then how much is left? Got it? How did I get this 9,500? 9,770 into 875. I'm getting 854.87, so make it 855. How did I get this 9,770? The basic rate band limit is 37,700. I've deducted 17,430, 500, 9,500 and 500. So I got this balancing figure of 9,770. Got it? How did I get this 9,770? Your basic rate band ends at 37,700. Okay. Now your taxable income is 57,430. Just write your taxable income, which is 57,430. Higher rate, dividend income. We have already taxed 37,700. So from 57,430 minus 37,700, I'm getting 19,730. And your applicable rate is 33.75. You can check this. 33.75%. Okay. 33.75%. 19,730, then 33.75. I'm getting 6,650 with a round of 59. So here comes your income tax liability. 3,486 plus 1,900 plus 855 plus 6,659. 12,900, and some of the student got this answer, which is absolutely correct. 12,900. So students, that is all about today's class. Do give the feedback of today's class in your respective WhatsApp groups. That motivates the teacher. And I really, really want to see every one of you in each and every live revision class. So anything else you want to ask, you want to say? We have 1 minute to go before I end today's class. Which abbreviation, where you want to use the abbreviation? Where you want to use the abbreviations? First time you have to write complete, and the same thing comes again, then you can use the abbreviation. For example, if you are writing personal allowance, so first time you have to write the complete personal allowance. If in the same question again there is a discussion on personal allowance, then you can use PA, capital. Is this clear how to use abbreviations? One student is saying I'm in the office. So actually, I really apologize. Timings cannot be changed because we have to increase the timing as well. Because after your class, I do have other classes as well. So please try to manage. It's my request. Sunday, the day Sunday is chosen so that majority of the student can take the class. See, timing issues, everything you can discuss with the admin. Anything else? I hope today's class everyone has enjoyed. Yes, sure. Tell me, that is more important, student. Timings, you please manage it. Leave that timing issue. Other than that, everyone is happy with the class. The speed of the class, I was really, really slow. So just focus on that issue rather than focusing on other areas. So that is all about today's class, student. See you all inshallah in the next class. Thank you very much. In just one class, we revised 3 lectures. One student has just confirmed that. Thank you. And let me tell you, I'm conducting these live revision classes in every paper. Like in this week, I conducted on Saturday, I took a class on SBR. Today, we took a class on AFM, now ATX, and skill levels, they will start from Tuesday onwards. Recording will be available. So I'm conducting live revision classes for skills level as well as all the professional levels. Recording will be uploaded after, I would say, 5 to 6 hours, inshallah. And we are taking 5 to 6 hours because of Ramzan. Otherwise, if there is no Ramzan, then recording uploads after 2 hours of the class. Revision class will be once in a week on every Sunday. There are new things in Finance Act 2024 as well. There are new things. Don't worry. We are studying Finance Act 2024, so everything is new for us. So see you all inshallah in the next class. Thank you, students.